Hello and welcome to this month's edition of Kofax's Lunch and Learn. This month, we have a great webinar in store for you, especially if you're a Salesforce customer that either has Total Agility already and just wanting to know how to use these great applications together, or if you're a Salesforce customer who's wanting to get more out of Salesforce in your investment in locking data from your documents. Before we kick it off, I just wanted to have some housekeeping for everyone. We'll be sharing a copy of the deck and its recording for everyone later on. You'll also receive an email containing all of the links afterwards. So I think a couple of people might post that. And then if you have any questions at any point during this presentation, you'll want to click in the upper right-hand corner and submit your question. And as it said before, reminder to stay on till the end. We will send you an email with instructions on how to get a free lunch. So next, really want to talk about the speakers today. I'm Bill Mariani. I've been here at Kofax for a little over a year now, and I came from Salesforce. So this particular session today is near and dear to my heart. I lead our ecosystem team. I'm joined here today with Adam Sawyers, who is an architect on my team, and he works with many of our technology partners in learning on how to extend the value of their solutions to our products. And last but not least, joy to have Robert Culmer, who is the CIO at Tromba, one of our great partners, and you'll hear later from him today. So let's quickly run down what's on the menu for today. So I first wanted to level set with everyone on the product that the Salesforce connector connects to, which is really Total Agility. So I want to give you an overview of what Total Agility is. Next, we're going to talk about what the connector does. How does it work and what does it do? I'm then going to pass that baton over to Adam, who's going to really show you a really slick demo. And this is all working demo of how that connector is able to then integrate. And in this case, it's Salesforce's Financial Services Cloud. And then next, Robert's going to share a great success story of how Tromba was able to help one of our Salesforce customers get the value that they expected using Total Agility. And so lastly, we'll do our best to answer all the questions at the end, but if we don't get through everything, we will post those answers at the end of Q&A. Next slide. Hey, we realize that your time is valuable. And so we wanted to thank everyone, first off, to just taking time out of your day, either attending in person, watching this webinar on demand. Our goal today is really to have you really learn how these two solutions work well together. All right, next goal. So if you sort of take a step back and you want to take a look at how do these solutions work together. So starting on the left, many of you may have Kofax Total Agility, which is an industry-leading intelligent documentation automation platform that is able to help not only classify and extract the data from the documents using our powerful AI technology, but it's paired with the powerful business process engine that is able to automate your complex business processes. And then, of course, on the right, we have Salesforce here, the number one CRM, the number one service cloud, a choice of over 150,000 customers. In addition to that, Salesforce has an entire suite of industry solutions, including financial services, which, again, Adam is going to demo in just a little bit. Now, we will go through all the various use cases that these technologies, work together. But at a high level, there's really two key points. It's really about understanding the values and the touch points from your customers and putting them together in the center of everything. And I think Salesforce calls this the single source of truth. And you're gonna see that in action. And then the second part is really around automation. So companies today are constantly tasked with trying to do more with less resources and doing it faster. Therefore, it's important to have a platform that is able to automate your business processes that contain structured and unstructured data that live outside of Salesforce and push any key relevant information into Salesforce. And that's the key thing I want you to get, is this is data that resides in your documents that live outside of Salesforce, and pushing that information, the information that makes sense, into Salesforce so you can make better informed decisions. So let's take a look, double click into what Total Agility has to offer. I realize that many of you today, this may be the first time that you've actually seen or heard about Total Agility. We do have a few Salesforce customers there. And what's included? Let's start at a high level and then we'll drill down. So this image here shows 6 core capabilities that are grouped into 3 different groups. The first group being intelligent, document intelligence, which is all about using AI to classify the document types. So these are bank statements, W-2s, and extracting that data from the document and then providing you a confidence level. That's the key thing that is different with a lot of the other tools that you may see. That's providing that confidence score back to you so that you know that the data that you're getting is good data. Next up is process organization. So this is really the brain of Total Agility, by empowering the developers and citizen developers to build complex business processes or these workflows. And then the last one is these connected systems. And when you're building business processes, you don't want to have to rebuild the wheel. And this is why Kofax provides a number of out-of-the-box connectors. And we have an entire ecosystem of solutions that extend Total Agility. So let's take a look, next slide, at understanding what this looks like. Now, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So I felt compelled to sort of add this slide to show you what Total Agility in this business process orchestration, or the brains, as I called it earlier, looks like. And what you will see in Adam's demo is how this business process we built here is being used by Salesforce. So we're calling this business process that you're seeing here, which is using this AI technology to really classify the type of document, and then it really facilitates what needs to happen next. So these are pre-extraction steps. So he's going to check whether or not the document has any type of fraud in it. And then post-extraction, you're going to see that we're going to check the confidence levels that came back from the extracted information for that document. And then we're going to only send it to Salesforce if we meet a certain threshold of we feel confident that the document and the data that was classified is worthy to send over to Salesforce. And all this is happening in this business process tool. And you'll see some more of this in the detail. So hopefully this gives you a better high-level understanding of Total Agility. Now let's take a look at what our customers are saying. So you as customers, it's important to not only know that the software you're buying is going to work for the jobs that you need, but that the company stands behind its products. And Kofax is the go-to for intelligent automation, trusted by more than 25,000 customers globally, including some of the largest, most respected companies in the world, with thousands of customers across multiple industries, from finance to healthcare to government to transportation, logistics. Next, you'll see not only do our customers trust our solutions, but what are the analysts saying about our solutions? And I love this slide because it's not just our 25,000 customers who are happy with our products, but many of the top analysts that have reviewed our technology, validated our approach, and they call us the intelligent automation leader. So now let's hit the next item on the lunch menu, and let's talk about this Kofax Total Agility connector. So the connector is designed for any Salesforce customer that is looking to really unlock the data from your documents. And documents come in all shapes and sizes, as we know. They come in many forms, so PDFs, electronic documents. We even have handwritten documents that we can process. And this data comes from a couple different flavors. So you have structured documents. These are bank statements, a W-2, invoices, or applications that get completed. And then as well as unstructured data being email or social media or news feeds. The Salesforce connector is a managed package that has been certified and listed on Salesforce's App Exchange. Inside that package is a set of Apex classes that handle the communication between the two systems. So for more information about this connector, it can be found on the App Exchange or the Kofax Marketplace. Now let's review some of the more common use cases that we see for this connector. Now, as any architect will tell you, and I played one on TV a long time ago, but once you figure out how to communicate between the two systems, the use cases can be really endless. And that's really what we're seeing. Now, this slide just gives you some ideas about some of the art of the possible between the two systems. So between Total Agility and between Salesforce. The big one that you're going to see here today is loan processing. Loan processing and case management are probably the ones that we see the most, where we're ingesting forms and then taking that data and enriching Salesforce with the information to allow you and your users to make better informed decisions, giving the customers a better experience. So now, talked about this demo for long enough. Let's hand it off over to Adam, who's going to show you this demo around the loan processing use case. Adam, over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Bill. Appreciate the warm welcome. So thank you all again for being here today. And without any further ado, let's get into the demo. So first, I'm just going to talk about what exactly this demo is going to look like so that we know what to expect going into this. So we have this use case here where, as Bill discussed, we are going to create a new loan application with automatic fraud checks. And all of this is going to be stored within Salesforce, using Salesforce as the single source of truth. So as you can see, we'll follow the steps here. So number one, you upload the loan forms. So that could be, any documents like W-2s, bank statements, IDs, utility bills, and even credit applications. You'll see that in just a sec. Number two, KTA will then perform so first off, it'll perform a validation check for fraud using one of our partners, Resistant AI. And if it is a ID card, so some sort of identity document, we will check for fraud using Authentic ID. Next up, it'll classify and extract the data from the document. So like the different fields, like, someone's name or maybe someone's address, from each of those documents. And then the Salesforce connector part of this KTA process will then insert or update the task that you tell it to within Salesforce, as you can see down in number 3 in the bottom left. The loan application is updated with the document data that has been extracted, as well as the fraud data. And then, as you can see, number 4, optionally, there is a human in the loop step. If there is fraud detected, we can make the system essentially create another task for maybe an organization's fraud department to review the document and extracted data. So that's the use case number 1. Use case number 2 is the Salesforce user will call Total Agility to process the document. Now, this is going to be pretty similar. But essentially, this is going to be maybe like a financial officer side, like the loan admin. So let's say they maybe got a customer's bank statement from an email. So what they can also do is upload to their version of the portal, again using Salesforce as the single source of truth. So it'll update the application on both the customer and loan officer side, which is really cool. So the loan officer can upload whatever document they received from the customer. Again, KTA, the connector will then send it over to KTA to process, and then KTA will update that same task for both sides of the table to see. And again, that is using, we can extract the fraud results using Resistant AI, one of our partners. And then for identity documents, we can also use Authentic ID to extract fraud results from those types of documents. Again, KTA will classify and extract the documents, and then the Salesforce connector in KTA will update or insert to that task that is required. So now I will flip over to my laptop screen and we can actually see this demo in action. All right. So first off, here is the portal, the customer portal that I was talking about. This is for the Bankrite Totally Legit bank that definitely exists. So what we're going to go ahead and do is create a loan. So there's a bunch of different ways you can do that here, but we're just going to click this quick link right here, apply for a personal loan. So I'll click that. And once it loads, you can see here, so there's this drop down for all of these types of different loans that you can get. So we'll just stick with personal line of credit. That's a pretty common one that a lot of people get. And, we'll just ask for, let's say $10,000. And then obviously we have to check the terms and conditions, but once that's done, we'll go ahead and select the submit application button. And then that will create what we call an action plan. And essentially what that is you can see here. So here's the application overview. So you see mostly the personal line of credit as well as the amount. And you can see the application progress here. So these are the different tasks that the user is going to be required to upload. So you have credit application, W-2, utility bill, bank statement, and ID card. And so what you can do in here is go in and upload these via Salesforce. So this is what is created whenever you start a new loan. But of course, I have one ready to go already for us to take a look at. And so we'll go ahead and check this out on the customer side. So as you can see here, this is a similar amount. And so it's also a personal line of credit with, the $10,000 amount. And what we have here is, and as you can see a little difference here, is this in progress bar right here. We actually have this at 80% complete because the customer has uploaded all of the required documents and they have all been verified to not be fraudulent by KTA and have the data extracted as well. So the only thing we're missing here is the bank statement. So let's go ahead and upload that. So the bank statement that we have here, and I'll just open this up real quick so that you can see the data that we are going to extract. So this is just a sample bank statement here that you can see. So we're going to be extracting mostly the first name and last name, so Meredith Bishop. We're going to be doing the statement period, the start date through end date, as well as the total account balance here. So we can tailor this to basically extract any information that we want off this document, but these are just like the core fields that you would generally want from this document. So let's go ahead and upload it into Salesforce. Whoops. We'll do it from this side. So we'll go ahead and upload this bank statement here. So upload the bank statement, and then we will click and drag this over here. And so what this is doing, and I'll talk about this and show you guys this in just a sec. We'll upload this document and send it off into KTA for processing. All right, so this takes us back out to the application. So what you're seeing here, this is the the financial loan officer side of Salesforce, and this is the Salesforce that we all hold near and dear to our hearts, right? You got the typical Salesforce design. So this is what the business user would see when these loan applications come through. So you see that similar 80% complete. You have all the check boxes here, and just the bank statement is in progress. So what this is doing, so what I just did when I uploaded that document is this actually triggered a Salesforce flow. So as you can see, there's like a start screen, there's the upload, document upload screen part. And then the real meat and potatoes is right here with the KTA, with this Apex class. So what this is an invocable Apex class that basically gets all the data that KTA needs to process this and then sends it over to KTA. This is all pre-built that we can, hand over to some of our partners and potential customers to try out. And but yeah, so this is all, as Bill alluded to before, this has all been fleshed out. And once you have figured this out, which we have already done, it's very easy to tailor this to your exact custom need. So just wanted to make that note. And then on top of that, so what this invocable Apex class does is it then also triggers this Kofax Total Agility process, where it basically goes through, and I know this is a lot. Don't worry about the specifics, but this is where it gets the fraud results, does the extraction, and then goes back to Salesforce and updates the business process. So let's go back into Salesforce and check out where we are at with the bank statement. So I'll go ahead and just refresh this page. All right, look at that, 100%. So let's go ahead and check out that bank statement task. So as you can see here, we have that file uploaded. It's the sample bank statement that I showed you earlier, and I can just pull this up just to show you a little side by side. So yeah, this is the Meredith Bishop with the date, and then the 56K in the bank. So that's the same one as the one I showed you here. So pretty cool. Made it back into Salesforce. And then if we look down here, you'll see the extracted data. So you see the bank statement risk score. So the risk score is normal. Here's just a little bit of details about why that risk score is normal, as well as the extracted first name, last name, statement start date, statement end date, and the account balance. So that is everything. So then if we go back here, there's also related tasks. So you can see all of these tasks have been taken care of. So uploading all of the proper documents. But, looks like there was fraud detected in the credit application. So we can go into this task and check out, and, you can have this assigned to maybe your fraud department to take a look at the exact document with the extracted data and whatnot. So this is just a few of the very powerful things that we can do with Salesforce and Kofax Total Agility combined. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this demo. And with that, I will flip back to the PowerPoint. And I'm going to hand it over to Robert to talk about their customer success story.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Adam, for that introduction. For a little background about Tromba Technologies, we are and help customers with process and automation needs across the U.S. We help customers overcome struggles with managing documents, content, and data. We have significant experience helping customers map their processes and apply automation technologies successfully. Tromba has also been a Kofax reseller for 21 years, and we are also a Kofax professional services provider. So let's talk about some of the struggles that our Salesforce customer was dealing with. Our customer has hundreds of applications and supporting documents that must be processed daily into Salesforce. They implemented many Salesforce customizations to try and gain efficiencies. Still, as I call it, they ended up kicking the technology can, so their problems would move around, but they would never get eliminated. The efficiency issues weren't just to get the initial application customer data into Salesforce either. There was an issue of case management where they needed queues with SLAs, escalations, automated processing assignments, and other case management requirements. They implemented mechanisms in Salesforce that created further delays and a lot of manual hands-on management to push work through their process. Many of their applications are received electronically by email. Most of these applications come with supporting documents. And that sounds great, doesn't it? Having electronic documents, keep them electronic, submit them electronic, right? Well, they tried that as that was their original plan. But then they found junk going into Salesforce. Documents needed to be separated electronically before they were submitted to Salesforce. With attached PDFs having an uncontrollable assortment of documents, The documents were being submitted to the wrong Salesforce records and caused some documents to go missing. And this created further processing issues in Salesforce. And to get around this, processors started devising workarounds for pre-processing the applications before being submitted for manual processing in Salesforce. Without the tools to do this, you can imagine that their struggles got compounded. Their end-to-end processing time got even more complicated. You can probably guess that paper might get involved in some of these workarounds. So another issue that they were struggling with was accuracy. Once documents were submitted to Salesforce, processors had to process the customer data. The applications are quite lengthy with quite a few pages. Human error was simply a reality. Documents weren't correctly attached to the application records and data was miskeyed. This created the need for manual hands-on quality control steps to reduce accuracy issues. And of course, this further increased overall end-to-end processing time. So everything that was happening in their process and being introduced to solve the problem was only compounding their problems and adding more processing time. And this certainly was not what they were trying to achieve. So next, let's look at one of the process diagrams. I'm sure everybody on this webinar can relate to a process diagram very similar to this. And this isn't the only process diagram they had. They have several. So a third of the steps on this particular process diagram have to be performed before documents or data is even submitted to Salesforce. The other steps are related to case management queues, work allocation, SLAs, escalations, and hopefully automated communications with their applicants. So case management is one of the key reasons why Kofax Total Agility was needed to eliminate these inefficiencies to help reduce their processing times and improve the accuracy of data and documents being submitted to Salesforce. So some information that's specific to our Salesforce customer solution is, as this entire webinar is talking about, it was built on Kofax's automation intelligence platform, Total Agility. And specific to their implementation, our customer now scans applications and supporting documents that are received by paper. Total Agility automatically imports emails with attachments. Using the intelligent capture capabilities, Total Agility automatically looks for potential junk documents to escalate them for processor review. Additionally, documents are automatically separated and classified before a processor ever looks at it. The application information is automatically extracted. When supporting documents are present, key pieces of application data are automatically applied to the supporting documents. With Total Agility's case management features, jobs are assigned to specific users meeting specific requirements within our customer's process. Total Agility seamlessly submits customer data and documents to Salesforce without the requirement for additional quality steps in Salesforce. Total Agility has many automation technologies combined with case management capabilities, all that function as building blocks. These building blocks can be fitted together without code in different ways to eliminate inefficiencies, overcoming process struggles. This has empowered our customer to no longer kick that technology and process can, but to eliminate these struggles entirely. Next is a video showing some of the screens and talking more about what we were able to do specifically for our customer.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Belle, and I am an implementation consultant at Tromba Technologies. I have been asked to walk you through a demonstration of our recent Kofax Total Agility implementation with the current Salesforce customer. Our customer's application is quite lengthy, as you can see with the Salesforce screen. There is quite a bit of data entry to create the application manually. You would also expect there are other related data screens that a user must navigate when they complete the application manually. Our customer fills out an application along with one or more contacts, a household, and at least one household member. Then there is the issue of attaching the document to the application in Salesforce. This could easily take 10 to 15 minutes to complete just one application manually. Reducing this effort while maintaining data accuracy is a must-have in any platform. Like all onboarding requirements, however, it is never just about the application. There are supporting documents that can come with the application. They may be included with the application or may trail days or weeks after the application was submitted. Our Total Agility solution seamlessly integrates with Salesforce, helping a processor quickly search for and identify an existing application to upload supporting documents directly to the existing application. Being able to identify existing applications reduces duplication of work and minimizes the risk of lost data and documents. We helped our customer overcome two key struggles: speed and accuracy. Using Total Agility to identify records and capture the application data intelligently, our customers were able to significantly increase their document processing throughout while increasing their accuracy of their customer data in Salesforce. So now, let's take a look at Kofax Total Agility. Processors work out of their Total Agility work queue. The work queue can be customized to fit your business's experience. You can customize your queries to navigate to jobs specific to your user's needs. Our customer receives thousands of applications monthly and tens of thousands of supporting documents. Our customer requested us to round-robin the document assignments between users. Kofax Total Agility was able to be personalized to fit that requirement. Kofax Total Agility processes applications with supporting documents directly from emails and paper that is scanned. Total Agility automatically applies intelligent capture and automation to identify and separate the application and supporting documents to reduce manual handling, sorting, and other mailroom activities. Total Agility also automatically extracts the customer data from the application. The pieces of application data that apply to the supporting documents are also automatically applied. Let's look at an application in Total Agility's validation step, completely customized to our client. In this user queue, a processor can see the extracted application data. Total Agility can look up existing applications automatically to identify duplicate applications. A processor can also search for an application in Total Agility without going to Salesforce to search for an application ID. This form has been customized to meet this client, but Kofax Total Agility can be customized to meet your needs, including custom and fuzzy searches, validation rules, and customized layouts of your data to help your users efficiently navigate validating data. After the application and supporting documents are processed, all of the application data is seamlessly submitted to Salesforce with no other human steps or activities. The electronic documents are submitted to the correct application record. With the documents and data submitted to Salesforce, internal downstream Salesforce steps and activities get triggered automatically. In summary, our Kofax Total Agility solution helps our customers process thousands of applications into Salesforce. Kofax Total Agility allows users to focus on tasks that are important to them. Instead of manually entering multiple pages, the processing time from receipt to Salesforce is significantly reduced. Intelligent capture and automation improve the accuracy of application data that is submitted to Salesforce, saving you time and effort in rework. Documents are submitted to the correct application record in Salesforce, so no more missing or lost documents. Thank you so much for joining me today.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you. I love that video. Great job. So now let's open it up for some Q&A. Let's start things off with Adam. wanted to go through. Can you explain? And I know you talked about this in the demo a bit. So the portal that you showed, that was Salesforce's portal technology. I think it's called Experience Cloud now. And you were logged in as the loan, the customer. There was a question around like how did you do the fraud checks? Can you talk a little
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we used, I don't know if you remember from earlier in my slide deck, but we use one of our partners called Resistant AI to do the fraud checks. And so the way that they work is that they check the document at like the document level to check like all the metadata and see like how it was modified. Like if there is like a text box that was placed over, maybe like the first name or last name to try and like doctor it up. So that's essentially how Resistant AI checks for fraud. They have a whole database and AI engine around, fraudulent templates that are pulled from the dark web that a lot of fraudsters like to use. So it's a very robust set of fraud detection tools that they have. So we basically implemented that as part of that big Total Agility process that we showed you. Those were a few steps as part of that. So then we take all of the data at the end and then update that Salesforce task that I showed you.
Yeah, and I think even I can use, it looks pretty complex, but the good news is I've lost my coding skills a long time ago. I'm able to even look at that KTA business process and make changes to it. And we do have a connector. So there are connectors out there for Resistant AI on our marketplace. So making it easier for any customer, any KTA customer today that is looking to add fraud checks to their business process. So
Right.
Robert, over to you. So I love that demo. I love just seeing that. How were you able to, work with some of the pre-sorted in the arrangement of the documents? I think you said something where you could search for the application records in Salesforce. Could you easily identify if the application was the same or different with the applicant?
Yeah. So since we're integrated with Salesforce, and when that information is actually captured from the application, there's actually two things that we can check, and what we're doing for our customer, because duplicate checking is important to them, is this the same application that an applicant has sent through, and they're just sending it through to try to hurry the process along, or they forgot that they'd already sent it. So if it's already been processed into Salesforce, it can look for that. It can identify that applicant. It can identify that it's the same application. It can also identify that if it's the same applicant, but not the same application. And then using Total Agility's case management capabilities, it can go to different processors with different queues for them, and they'll know that they're looking at the situation where it's the exact same application. They can decide what they need to do with that, or if it just needs to be filed as a second application under this first application, or if it's something different from the same applicant, and then they can review it and make their determination what they need to do in their process for that. So the integration with Salesforce is bidirectional. So as much as we're submitting data, we can also use Salesforce to identify and look up information in real time while processors working on something in Total Agility.
Perfect. Yeah. Maybe Adam, talk a little bit about, so when you created that loan application, there was the process in which it's magically creating sort of the documents that were required for that type of loan. And I believe we're using some Salesforce functionality, which is able to sort of look at what is the loan type. So I think you used the personal loan. What is the loan amount? And then it's able to use some business rules to say, well, these are the documents that are required. Versus, something else. If the loan had been a little bit more, it might have required 2 bank statements or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah. So that's very customizable. Essentially, what we're using, it's called an action plan. And so you basically what you can do is have an action plan template for any type of loan. So, we did the personal line of credit, but if we had done, for example, like a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, you can have that you can have that require a completely different set of documents. Like you said, like maybe you want 2 bank statements, or maybe you want an additional utility bill. So yeah, that's extremely customizable to get exactly the data that your business needs into Salesforce.
Yeah, that's great. And we've heard time and time again that from customers, and I'm sure Robert, this too. It's like, I don't need all the data from the document. I just need the data that's relevant to us to make the decisions. Maybe Robert, talk a little bit about the implementation. Were Salesforce consultants involved in that implementation that you shared?
For this particular customer and what they needed done, did not need any of their Salesforce developers or consultants. That we were able to do it entirely with their Salesforce implementation and working with the customer in building what their case management requirements are.
Oh, great. Well, I think that's it for the questions that we have. So thank you everyone for staying on. Thank you for joining our Lunch and Learn. Be sure to check out the next Lunch and Learn. We will send you all the information about this one. You'll see the video, you'll see the decks. If you have other questions, please reach out. If you have questions where you want to know more, please reach out to Robert around this, or how he can help you with any Salesforce questions around implementation. If you have questions around the connector and how it works, if you're a KTA customer already and you have Salesforce, please reach out to us. We're happy to get on a phone and kind of walk through and talk through various different strategies of what makes sense. So thank you again, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day.